Greetings, people of YouTube. Welcome to Nerd in a Crazy World. Today, please embark with me on a journey across graphic cards and power supplies. As I said yesterday, the day before, and the day before that, I'll be doing a very short kind of introductory guide into graphic cards and power supplies, so that it might help you guys and everyone around generally not to be spending too much while purchasing these two particular components. So if you haven't done so yet, please share this video and the rest all over to everyone you know, because as you guys know, sharing knowledge is good. Sharing knowledge is like technology transfer. We help each other to grow and blah blah blah. So that, guys, please enjoy the following screen capture, and I hope you guys learn a lot from it. Okay guys, so we'll start with graphic cards, also known as GPU, short form for graphic processing units. So the two companies that make them, as you can see here, Nvidia and ATI, those are the two. I would say I think the only ones that do. Of course, the respective cards, they are each. There are companies like Asus and EVGA and MSI that actually customize the cards, but the ones that come up with the sole cards themselves are Nvidia or ATI. Alright, so the types of GPUs available, either dedicated or integrated, both done by the companies above. So Nvidia has its dedicated and integrated cards, ATI has its dedicated and integrated cards as well. Alright, so the technologies used by both cards, Nvidia has physics, ATI has no physics. However, the physics drivers for the ATI cards can be downloaded from their website, but of course I don't think it will perform as good as Nvidia's built-in ones. Okay, Nvidia's CUDA cores, ATI's OpenCL, both about the same. For Nvidia's SLI, ATI's Crossfire, same thing. The way they actually join is a bit different, but basically SLI and Crossfire is the property that enables two cards to be joined, or more than one card to be joined, for increase in game performance. For Nvidia Surround and ATI Infinity, this is the technology that enables more than one monitor to be connected to one graphic card, probably for an enhanced gaming experience or an enhanced movie watching experience. If you guys can imagine playing Crysis 3 with 3 screens basically surrounding your peripheral vision, that'll be pretty awesome. So yeah. Okay, so now we'll go for still graphic cards. Some of the new titles that are supported by the graphic cards, for example, Nvidia, Batman Arkham Origins and Assassin's Creed Black Flag, both optimized for Nvidia, and Crysis 3 and Dead 3, both optimized for ATI. So as you guys can imagine, both Batman and Assassin's Creed would perform noticeably better on an Nvidia compared to on an ATI, and Crysis 3 and Dead 3 will perform better on an ATI compared to on an Nvidia. These are actually basically their deals made by the card companies and the game developers themselves, so it's up to them. So anyway, some of the cards by Nvidia, what is the GTI 780 Ti and the previously well-known 8800 GTX, which was once the most powerful card in the world. And then one of the newest cards by ATI is the R9290X, and previously a very well-known card is the 4870X2, which was ATI's reply to the 8800 GTX. So now we'll go to power supplies. Two types basically, modular, non-modular. I'll explain what those are in the next slide. Alright, so modular is this, non-modular is this. As you can see, there are less cables because you can choose what cables to enter into the power supply based on whatever hardware you have. So just what you need goes in, what you don't need doesn't have to be in. This one not only gives a neater appearance but also improves airflow, because there's of course less resistance for air, and it's of course more expensive. So if you have the budget, or if you really care about airflow, then by all means go for this one if you have the budget. Non-modular, of course, it looks like this. Standard power supply, it comes with a lot of cases. Non-modular ones, a lot of cables, you can't really sort them out, so it is cheaper, so your airflow will be decreased, your appearance won't be as nice as that on a modular one. Okay, so deciding how big a power supply you should buy. Okay, this depends on the hardware in your system, like your GPU, your processor, your motherboard, if you have any lights, if you have any extra fans, your hard drive, your CD-ROM, etc. Let's say you're a gamer and you have a SLI or Crossfire system with multiple graphic cards. Obviously you'll need a higher power supply, at least 800 watts or so. If you're a normal user with an i3, maybe i3, most likely an i3, and if you have a graphic card which is like the 200 GTX series, which is quite old now, you wouldn't need such a high power supply. And for example, I use an i3. I have a GTX 550 Ti with 500 gigabytes of hard drive space and no LEDs, but I have added on 2 fans. So I only use a 460 watt power supply, which is, hopefully, touch wood, it's stable enough for me now. So because of course the higher the wattage, the more expensive. Well, if you have the budget, then by all means go for it. If you don't, by all means please don't go for it. So guys, that's the end of this screen capture. So I hope you guys enjoyed and watched the screen capture earlier. I'm really hoping that you guys actually learned a thing or two about graphic cards and power supplies as well. So please, before you go purchase your next component, just think slightly more. Do you really need that? Why you think you really need it? And hopefully you got some tips from this particular video. Okay guys, so live long and prosper.